So she was sick from probably 99 to 2003, a second relapse with the disease, and passed away in 2003. And about 6 months after that, I started experiencing what I thought were physical ailments. I was having dizziness, and I thought I had the flu all the time, and I spent probably 2-3 weeks basically in bed. I was afraid to even acknowledge it. I wouldn't have even, frankly, once we did diagnose it, I certainly wasn't sharing it with people, and it was a huge obstacle for me, and one that makes the depression and anxiety worse. The shame, the guilt, and then you start becoming panicky about being panicked. But when you can talk to people about it, you just say it is what it is. I'm feeling a little panicky, or I'm feeling a little down, and then you talk it out, and you don't have that extra layer of I guess the stigma. Thankfully, I had Alex, who suggested to me early in the process that this could be something that I may need to talk to a psychiatrist about, and not my GP. I think there was something kind of ingrained in me that needed to be shattered, and watching Alex suffer through what I was going through, ultimately I think shattered that and said, we got to look at everything. We have to talk, and we do, and our kids certainly will have the benefit of learning about what I've been through and what Alex has been through, and it's just not going to be, it's not going to be the same anymore in our family, put it that way.
So I think it started when I got in 4th grade or something. I got in trouble, but I lied to the teacher, and that really bugged me. So 3 weeks later, I couldn't take it anymore, so I just told my parents, and that's what pretty much started it all. It was my great-grandpa. At my exact age, he had anxiety, and he couldn't go to school. He missed a whole year of school, but in that time, they didn't know what it was, and they didn't understand why he couldn't go to school. When I'm anxious and when I couldn't go to school, I was scared to going back to school because I was scared from my friends to asking me questions and asking what I had, and I didn't want them to know because I thought they weren't going to accept that. I thought they wouldn't like me anymore because I had anxiety or something. Well, I thought myself if I had cancer, they would have accepted it, but it's not that. They accept anything you have, really. If they're your real friends, they like you for who you are. But I didn't realize that back then.
Yes, I had a lot of gifts in life, let's just say, in terms of sport and career. And at the same time, I kind of lived a dual life because I was also living in a violent relationship, and that led to post-traumatic stress disorder, a suicide attempt, and a pretty long path to finding some stability. It was my daughter witnessing one of my beatings that made me realize, wow, I have to do something about this. I'm getting more depressed. I'm getting worse. The assaults aren't stopping. The violence is getting worse. And so I decided to swallow 3 bottles of pills and tried to end it. And by some miracle, somebody found me and saved my life. Well, the discrimination that I personally experienced in the workplace, I think, is probably pretty common. There were comments made quite regularly about crazy people on stress leave, and then when it became clear that it was PTSD, well, it was depression, it was PTSD, I then was really stigmatized. And I happened to be passing around the corner and my boss bumped into me, and I said, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And he looked at me, says, "Lots to catch up on," and he ran away, and literally ran away, and never spoke to me again.
Depression takes the human out of being, takes the mother from the child, takes the happy out of family, takes the joy from the bundle, takes the life of another, and another, and another. Depression takes. We need you to give.